Welcome back on the AM show. Now we talk about the dissatisfaction of some people. Arise Ghana, which planned a demonstration. The police has had to respond because they were planning on having the demonstration all the way until the evening time and even picketing the Jubilee House for 2 days. Now, the police has taken the matter to court and there are different dimensions that we'll look at. Let's take a look at that statement from the Ghana Police Service before we have an interaction on that. And as you can see in your shot, police statement on Arise Ghana's intended demonstration. So point one, a group calling itself Arise Ghana notified the police of its intention to hold a demonstration in Accra for 2 continuous days and for its members to also picket in front of the Jubilee House during the night. Now, the police invited the organizers to a meeting to discuss the demonstration. Following a series of meetings, Arise Ghana informed the police in a letter dated June 8, 2022, that instead of 2 continuous days, the demonstration would start on the first day at 3 p.m. and end at 10 p.m. and resume the next day. Now, the police in a letter dated June the 13th, 2022, responded and urged that in order to adequately ensure the safety of demonstrators and other members of the public, the demonstration should not travel into the night. Therefore, in the interest of public order and safety, we entreated the organizers to reconsider their time frame and start the demonstration early in the day and end before night falls. On June the 22nd, 2022, the police received a verbal response from the organizers to the effect that they were unable to change the time of the demonstration. And due to the lack of agreement between the police and the organizers on the time for the demonstration and location for their planned picketing, the police has had no option but to submit the process to the court for a determination. This was duly communicated to Arise Ghana in the letter on June the 22nd, 2022. But there is more to this statement. We'll be putting it on your screens shortly. And so the further details there. The case has since been filed at the court and the hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. That is today, if you like, Monday, June the 27th, 2022. And would like to assure the organizers in particular and the public in general of our readiness to provide security for the demonstration once the matters are determined by the court. It's signed by Grace Ansan Akrofi, Chief Superintendent of Police Director, Public Affairs. Let's get details on this by an organizer of the Arise Ghana demonstration, Yakubu Hadi. Hadi, a very good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Ben. I think I would proceed to very quickly make a correction.
Right.
We are not part of the organizers of the Arise Ghana demonstration.
Right. So what role exactly are you playing?
We are playing absolutely no role in the Arise Ghana demonstration. Of course, I mean, everybody can see clearly the demonstration and what its backers are. This is basically like the Occupy Ghana, once again, is in an NDC format. So we rejected Occupy Ghana mode of doing things in order to favor a political party, and we are not part of any move now to bolster NDC as a political party. So we are not part of this.
Okay, so you're not affiliated to the party, organizing this demonstration, but you bring the instance of Occupy Ghana and all of that. Are you insinuating that the police is pandering to the executive, and that is why they are, hobbling this demonstration? Are you suggesting that the police is doing anything untoward? They are just saying that you're going to be demonstrating at night, and they are not in support of it, especially at the Jubilee House.
Well, the police will always, pander to the executive, and it doesn't. This is what they do, and as an organizer of demonstrations, I have a lot of experience in. Sorry about the noise, Ben. I'm out in town, Sierra Leone, and by the roadside. That's why you are hearing a lot of the noise.
Right,
Sorry
right.
about that.
We'll bear with you.
Right. So the police are always trying to make sure they prevent people from expressing their political views, especially if those views do not align with the praise-singing of the sitting government. And I think even in recent times, it has become even more dire in terms of how much the police is ready to. People having a demonstration for 2 days is nothing. You know, if in other places people
You say
hold
it's nothing,
sit-ins for days.
but you look at the circumstances. You want to. I mean, there was an initial pitch, and then you said you wanted to start at around 3 p.m. and end at 10 p.m. picketing at the Jubilee House, and then commence the following day. Is that not problematic? Demonstrating at that time of
Well,
day, you would expect the police to be there with you, wouldn't you?
well, again, I'm not part of.
No, I'm saying
We are
for
not
those who
part
would
of
be
the
there. I mean, when I
demonstration.
say you, I'm not referring to you strictly speaking.
Yes, but in principle, I don't see anything wrong with people wanting to demonstrate for 2 days or even pickets in the night. It's that they want to deny themselves sleep, and they want to do that for a particular whatever cause that they are pursuing. I mean that is not something that the police can say. It is part of their right as people who have been given the protection in their inalienable rights to process and to express themselves politically. So this is what the police is used to doing. And as much as we are not part of this demonstration, as much as we see this as Occupy Ghana 2.0, I mean, it is clear that in principle, um, that police should not be interfering with people's right to demonstrate or people's rights to express um, their political views. Be that as it may, I think one thing that we can say is that there is some political education that we can render to the public on this particular issue. That um, uh, in the run up to the 2016 elections, we saw a lot of these demonstrations that were cloaked in non-partisan names like Alliance for Accountable Governance, Let My Vote Count Alliance, Occupy Ghana, and all of these things. We warn people about the partisan inclinations, and that is what people did not heed to, and fell for the pretense of some of the people who were in those demonstrations, including Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. They were doing that basically to bolster the chances of the NPP to win political power. We want people, and they did not listen. Now we are seeing the same thing happen over and over again, offering political education to people that so long as you would want to express yourself politically, you must be conscious about the sort of causes that you come out to lend your support to. That is political education, but that is left to the choice of the masses to determine whether they want to be part of things like this and want to be fooled over and over again. But whatever it is, you may agree with them or you may not agree with them, but the police have no right to prevent people from expressing their political view.
Well, that wouldn't be the point. I mean, they've gone to court now, stating that for, I mean, security reasons among others, picketing at the Jubilee House and conducting this exercise at night is not something that is going to work for them. Mind you, the police did not give permission for people to demonstrate. That is not what the law says. But they assist by providing security because roads may be blocked and all of that, and other citizens may be affected, which is why the police usually would be here. But on the back of what you've said, so are you suggesting that the police, I just want clarity on this, are you suggesting the police is intentionally doing this in favor of the ruling administration? Is that what you're saying? Just give me a very short answer.
Ben, what I'm saying is that every time that we have sent a notice to the police for a demonstration, they have come up with ridiculous excuses, asking us either to postpone or to cancel or to change the date or to change the time. Or they do this all the time. It is part of their modus operandi based on architecture of the 1992 second constitution. They are made to basically do the bidding of the executive, do the bidding of the party that is in power. And we also, so we all see that what they do when people want to express their views, especially if it doesn't align with the views of the ruling government. And it is the architecture of the 1992 second constitution. And that is why we have consistently said that the police administration must be made independent by a new constitution. And that new constitution must make sure that the police council is not headed by the vice president, that the IGP is not under the appointment of the executive, that all the top brass of the people must rise through the ranks of the police, must rise through the ranks to their positions, and not be put in positions that make them prone to being manipulated or being used for political purposes by the executive and the current government, the sitting government. And I think this is the most sustainable way of dealing with this issue.
The police has asked for a change in the time, and from what we've heard from the likes of Bernard Mona, one of the organizers, among others, insisting that come tomorrow they are going to have this demonstration, especially on the back of some previous attempts to demonstrate, of which you were part, not this particular one, but past ones that you were a member of. Don't you think it would be maybe, I don't know what word to use, but it would be apt for maybe organizers to back down, jaw with the police, so you can have your way without antagonizing the Ghana Police Service? Because in the end, you will still need them no matter the demonstration you are embarking on, or they are embarking on. What do you think? Should this posturing be supported, where some of the organizers say we are going to go ahead with or without the police and at our own time? What do you make of it?
Well, I think that it is left to them to decide whether they want to go ahead or not. If they want to go ahead, it is within their right, unless the police are able to secure an injunction. It is within their right to proceed with their demonstration if they want to not go with what the police are suggesting. The police are only making a suggestion, and they have a choice whether to accept that suggestion or not to accept it. And I think there is absolutely, so long as they are not defying a court order, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you also see that there are in certain situations, as an activist and as an organizer of demonstrations, I'm well aware of the way that state institutions, including even the courts, can be so captured and recalibrated in a way that only serves the purposes that the powers that be need them to serve. And even in those cases, when it comes to those cases, it becomes a duty to make sure that we do not cede ground, to allow these institutions which are supposed to protect us to shrink the civic spaces and just muzzle us out of enjoying our political and other.
Is that where we are now then? So, per what you're suggesting, so when you look at broadly at our systems, including the Ghana Police Service, you feel we have a lot of, and I'm using this in a very sensitive manner, poodles that are just acting on behalf or at the behest of the executive?
Well, look, Ben, the 1992 second constitution has made the executive the primus inter pares, and it tends to put checks and balances on the executive. But all the institutions that are supposed to put the checks and balances on the executive, in turn, appointed by the executive. So if you look at the judiciary, the Chief Justice is appointed by the president. The judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the president. The judges of the Appeals Court are appointed by the president. The judges of the High Court are appointed by the president. The chairman of regional tribunals are all appointed by the president. How are they going to have the independence, to when you know that the political economy gives the president the power to manipulate and to have his way in removing these judges? Then you wonder how they are going to be able to hold him and his government to account. And the same thing happens to Parliament. It's basically be weakened by the provision of appointing ministers from the House. So all these accountability institutions, talk about SHRAJ, appointed by the president, talk about Auditor General, appointed by the president. You cannot have a constitution like this and not expect the institutions of state to be captured. So we've long been in a state where the institutions of state are just making sure that they do what the executive wants so that they can hold their jobs.
Hadi, we're grateful that you've taken the time to join us, and you had to, squeeze yourself somewhere and interact with us. But thank you so much for making the time. Hadi Yakubu, the fighter general with the Economic Fighters League, sharing his thoughts on the Arise Ghana planned demonstration. Of course, today we'll hear from the courts and know what the way forward is going to be on that, whether they will or can, in fact, go ahead tomorrow with this planned demonstration. But time for me to take a bit of a breather, drink some water, and I'll tell you about the water I'm going to be drinking when we take the break. Awake is premium purified water treated through a strict purification process to ensure that every bottle on the market refreshes you better. We have the perfect size for every occasion, 330 and 500 ml bottles to fit your pockets and bags, 750 ml for the heavy drinkers, and 1.5 liters for those who always want more. We have also introduced our special 19-liter jars for offices and homes. So all you need to do now is stay awake with Awake Purified Drinking Water wherever you go. So come on, do what I'm doing. Grab a bottle of Awake water and get quality hydration. Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. And here's my best part. For every bottle you purchase, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. It is indeed heartwarming, isn't it? Awake is produced by Casapreco. For bulk purchases, just call 0262 351 251. 0262 351 251. When we return on the AM show, we're going to be telling you about our Spelling Bee, the Spellathon, which is up next. Do stay.